Hey guys, welcome to Kurt Ranch. Wanted to do this video. This is an introductory video of our ranch. We started this ranch not too long ago. We're not one of those families that have had ranches in their name for years, but I've always been a cowboy at heart. I've been wearing cowboy boots since I was 7 years old. Been riding horses all my life. Love animals, always been around it, and I always told myself I'd own a ranch, and I finally had that opportunity in my lifetime. And I think many of you may feel the same way. But I can tell you, if you choose that you want to start a ranch or a farm and you're allergic to hard work, it's probably not a good idea, because I can tell you, I already had respect for farmers and ranchers, but I can tell you I have a shit ton of more respect now that I understand what they go through every day. And so, in addition to, if you think you're going to make a shit ton of money doing this, don't do it. But if you decide you want to continue on, I'm going to be submitting a bunch of different videos on my channel to go over the things that we went through as we started, and the things that we learned I think is important for you guys to understand, or at least important for you, maybe not go through the same trials and tribulations we did. I can tell you what worked for us and what didn't work for us, and so forth. If you do decide to go this route, move out of city, start a ranch, start a farm, whatever it is, make sure you have plenty of budget. It takes a lot of money to start something like this. It's not just finding land and building a home on it. As you can see behind me, this was completely undeveloped land. And so you also have to have a budget to be able to build a pasture. You got to decide if you want someone to do it for you. I can tell you, this pasture behind us, over 5 acres worth, we fenced all ourselves. That was quite a few weekends of just my wife and I working. And of course, you got to factor in the materials. You also got to plan everything out, right? You want to make sure before you get started, you know what your layout's going to be. You know what kind of materials you need. It makes it so much easier when you get started on everything. If you might want to have a strategy, right? Just like any other business, you want your ranch or farm to be successful, have a strategy. Figure out where you're going to have water. That's a big deal, right? How are you going to run your water? For instance, if you look behind me, I just recently started a project here where I laid down PEX lines for water that I ran off my well. You can see that right there, and we can go over that in another video. But that alone is important. Water, number one thing, right? Keep your animals in it. What are you going to feed them? What's your budget going to look like to be able to feed them? Some of the things that you want to take in consideration is seasons, right? During the spring, they're going to have plenty of pasture to eat on. What you may not know or not realize, if you've never done this before, is that in the wintertime, that shit goes away. Now you got to buy hay. I'll show you behind me over here. Let's see. See those hay bales right over there? Yeah. You got to make sure you buy enough hay to get you through the winter. That's anywhere from 6 to 8 months worth of hay and feed you got to buy for your animals. What kind of animals are you going to have on your ranch or farm? Are you going to have animals on your ranch or farm? If not, and you're just farming, good. But guess what? There's one other thing you got to have. Might be a good idea. And it's right behind me. That tractor. You're going to want to need a tractor. Anytime you have property, I would say anywhere from 5 acres or higher, you're probably going to want a tractor. Some of the nice things you can do with a tractor, for instance, you have these posts here. See that? You got to dig those down deep. I told my wife when we first got here, I ain't doing that on a post hole digger. Not by hand. this right here. All this ground right now, as dry as it is, it's freaking hard as shit. So I got a tractor with a post hole digger. And even with that, it's still hard work, guys. It's still hard work. If you have enough property to a certain level, you're going to want something like this. Golf cart, mule, side-by-side, ATV. Something to get you around the property and carry all your tools and supplies that you need to be able to work on the projects that you work on. But I'll go more in detail and everything. I just figure I'd start with a introductory video here because I learned a lot starting this on my own with my family, and there's a lot of considerations and a lot of things that nobody told us. We had to learn by trial and error, and I just figured I'd make all these videos for you guys, show you what we're going through. That way when you decide to do something, you can pick and choose. Now I can tell you one thing I did learn. There's no right or wrong way of doing something. If it fucking works, it works. Excuse my French, but that's basically what it comes down to. There's no right or wrong way of building a fence. But if you build the fence and it works and it keeps your animals in, it does what it's supposed to. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, folks, thank you very much. Please hit like and subscribe on my channel if you want to see more videos like this. There is comedy involved in some of these. You probably laugh your butts off. One of these days I will post the video of our golf cart cowboy roping. That'll be an interesting one for you guys. But until then, stay safe, be blessed, and still your heart.